Okay, it seems we are live now. Hi everyone. I know you all are waiting for Anup. He's there in the background. I'm Mudit from NavGurukul, and I'm just here to give a quick introduction of this particular session. So you know what's coming up in the coming 1 hour, 30 minutes, or whatever this session lasts for. Let me quickly go and check on YouTube if you're live. I do see comments from a lot of people. Pavan, Aditya, Saksham, Simple. Hi everyone. There's one person called Love with Nature. Great name on YouTube, but yeah, hi to you too. So I'll give a quick introduction of what this session would be like. So this is a session where Anup, who's the director of School of Programming at NavGurukul, he'll come on board. He'll talk about coding day fellowship. We've already taken the questions that you might have filled via the Google form and curated them. So don't worry, we have your questions if you've asked them beforehand. Nevertheless, if you want to ask questions during the session also, you can do that. So you can put up questions in the comment section. Like I can see these comments from everyone. I see a good afternoon from Tanvi as well. So good afternoon. As I can see these comments from you, we can also see the questions that you'll be putting when you'll be putting them across. So just feel free to ask whatever you might have to ask to us. And without any further ado, let me loop in Anup. And yeah, here he is. Hi Anup.
Hey, hi Mudit. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to have you here. And I'm going to talk about the fellowship. I'm sure you are here to know about the fellowship. So I'm going to talk about the fellowship. I'm going to talk about NavGurukul and any questions that you have. We have received a lot of questions already. So any questions you have, we'll be happy to answer each one of them. And you can also ask more questions on the chat and we'll pick them up and we'll answer them. So good afternoon, everyone. Yeah.
Sounds perfect. And before we dive into the session, would you mind giving a quick introduction of yourself also for the sake of those who don't know you already? I see it's not probably a part of our presentation, so just sort of asking it to you directly.
Okay. I don't know. What. But yeah, I'm born and brought up in Calcutta. Did my engineering in computer science way back in 2004, and after that, I joined a software job in 2004 in Hyderabad. I worked there for 4 years. Then I moved to Bombay. In Bombay, I worked with a company called Direct for 12 years. I was leading Code Chef. I'm sure most students or most of the people here in the audience will know the platform Code Chef. So I used to lead Code Chef for 12 years, and in 2021, I left Code Chef and took a break for a year for figuring out what I want to do next. And then I joined NavGurukul, which is a non-profit. I'll talk about it in greater detail in a while. So yeah, I joined NavGurukul in 2022. I started volunteering with them, and then here, heading the academics for programming here. It says that my voice is not clear. Tanvi is saying my voice is not. There is some disturbance. Maybe Mudit, I guess there is an echo from.
Could be. I'll mute myself. Yeah, let's try to.
Okay. Tanvi, is it any better? Yeah, I think, the echo has gone. Even I can't hear that echo anymore. Great. Hi, Tarush. How are you? Great. So should we start, Mudit, or is there anything else?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, definitely. I think that's I know you don't love, talking about yourself. It's something that I feel an impromptu question and I'll be laughing at it in the background, but I'll leave the stage to you and I'll leave the presentation also for everyone to see it. So over to you, Anna. Okay, you're on mute. Okay, no, you have muted yourself, Anu. I'm not sure if you can unmute you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as I told you, right, I joined NavGurukul in 2022. I started volunteering for NavGurukul initially for a few months. And I wanted to experiment with the curriculum bit in NavGurukul, but I'll talk about it in greater detail in a while. So today I'll first introduce all of you to what NavGurukul is, what it stands for, why we exist, what are we doing. And I'll start with the vision that NavGurukul has, and the vision is higher education for one and all. And I think this is a very, very important um, a thing, a very important problem to solve in the society today. If we look at, I'm sure most of us know that as students, as people start, children start studying, right? There are a lot of interventions by the government, by various NGOs and the government to make sure that students get education. Education is the fundamental right in our constitution, right? And but a lot of students actually keep dropping as we move towards from primary education to higher education. In fact, there is a very interesting statistics that I read a few years ago, that in primary education, the government has been able to, through its effort throughout decades, we have been able to ensure that the primary education numbers are higher, and the gender ratio, especially the gender ratio between the male and female, it is 50-50 actually. But as we go towards higher education, we see that a lot of students drop out, and especially that there is a lot of inequity in higher education based on the social status of a family. So if somebody is, there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Higher education has become extremely expensive and inaccessible for the poor, and especially for women. In fact, underprivileged women have very less or no chances of getting higher education. Especially the kind of professional education that we are talking about, computer science education, or even getting an engineering, understanding the engineering subjects and doing well there, it is very highly inaccessible, through which they can earn money and change their status. So in fact, most underprivileged girls have absolutely zero chances of getting the kind of education that you and me have. So NavGurukul is trying to change that. Its vision is that higher education for everybody, including girls from underprivileged backgrounds, and not just girls. We are inclusion is a very fundamental premise on which NavGurukul wants to work. It can be people from other genders, people from communities where education has not reached out to, who are not mainstream, right? So that is the fundamental, that is the vision of NavGurukul, that everyone should get higher education, and good quality higher education. So talking a little bit more about NavGurukul, we are a non-profit started in 2016. It was started by an IIT Delhi alum, and today it has grown big enough. So when it was actually started in a room by Abhishek, who is also a friend of mine. He started by Abhishek and Rishabh. So they started it in a room, and with a bunch of students, and with a 1-year program saying that chalo try karte hain. And Abhishek told me very recently a story as well, that when he wanted to get students to NavGurukul, it so happened that parents did not believe कि कि बच्चों को वहाँ भेजना है. They did not want to send their students to NavGurukul. They thought that ये हमारी बच्चियों की किडनी बेच देगा, right? And so Abhishek literally had to show his IIT degree to the parents कि देखो, अगर मुझे पैसे कमाने हैं तो किडनी की जरूरत नहीं. I don't need your students' kidney. मैं जॉब करके भी पैसे कमा सकता हूँ. And that is how student parents actually started trusting and sending their students to NavGurukul. Today, from 2016, from a one-room classroom, it has become quite big. And there are a lot of people who have joined NavGurukul, a lot of very good people who have joined NavGurukul. There are people from Microsoft, DirectEye. The founder, the CEO is from Harvard University. She studied from Harvard, Nidhi. Abhishek himself is from IIT Delhi. I have joined NavGurukul. I studied at BITS Pilani, and IIT. So there are a lot of people, senior leadership coming from various very advanced technology background and education background, who have started, who are forming the leaders of, who are the leaders of the company. And what it does is it imparts top tier software education at no cost to underprivileged girls. So we have a residential program. It's a 15-month residential program where we get students from absolutely underprivileged backgrounds, and most of them are girls. We have 9 campuses, out of which 8 campuses are only for girls. One campus in Dharamshala is for boys, and we train them on software education, software engineering, and this entire program is for free. They don't have to pay anything to us. So this has been happening for the last 7 years, and we have grown quite big enough that we have 9 campuses across different parts of India in different states. And we are growing much faster. We are two new campuses coming up in Chhattisgarh, Dantewada and Jashpur. Dantewada and Raipur. Most of you must be knowing how conflicted Dantewada is, and how much deprived the students are there from education, from good education. So I'm very happy to let you know that we are trying to open a center there as well. So that's who we are. In terms of numbers, we have right now 1,000 students spread across these 9 campuses in India, and we have 600 students who have already been placed. So we offer a guaranteed job. That's a very different kind of a setup, right? 600 jobs are a huge number of jobs if you look at it in the last 7 years. And every student who comes to NavGurukul, we make sure that they get a job. Nobody leaves NavGurukul without a job. They may, if they have to drop out for various personal reasons, that's a different thing altogether. But even if they don't get a job at the end of, say, 1 year or 15 months or 18 months, they can continue to study at NavGurukul till the time they get a job. So it's quite remarkable that when I got to know about these numbers before joining, I was surprised that we actually offer a guaranteed job here to all the students who come. And they have been placed across various companies. They have been some of the prominent companies where they have been placed are NatWest, Mindtree, and Academy, that acquired CodeChef. So there are 180 companies who have hired from NavGurukul. So yeah, that's quite a remarkable thing. We also have an online open source edtech platform, a learning platform called Miraki, which is completely open sourced. It has surprisingly already taught 25,000 students online in collaboration with the Maharashtra government and the Haryana government, where we have taught we have imparted around 600 hours of learning to 25,000 plus students. It's an open source platform. If any one of you want to contribute to it, feel free to do that. You can uh, you can do that. So yeah, that's about NavGurukul in brief. We have these are the 9 campuses that we have. One is in Delhi, one in Dharamshala. Some of the pictures from our campuses, girls having fun time studying. We have a campus. We have actually 2 campuses in Bangalore. One is in Bangalore. One is in we call it the Bangalore campus because it opens earlier, and the second one is the Sarjapur campus. We have one in Amravati, which is in Maharashtra, not Andhra Pradesh. We have one in Pune, one in Tripura, one in Jashpur, which is like Chhattisgarh, as I told you, and one in Udaipur. And 2 more campuses in Chhattisgarh are actually going to open very soon. So this is how life on a campus looks like. Our campuses are very self-governed campus by the students. So it is students who actually run the campuses on their own. They cook their own food. They clean the campus. They do their own activities, whether they're recreation activity or whatever. We have student councils who make sure that everything that happens on the campus is done by these student councils. Very self-governance model that we have, which also teaches them a lot of leadership ability. In fact, it's important for me to tell you that students who come here, the eligibility criteria is 12th pass, but a lot of them actually come who just graduate out of 10. So we have students who are from the 17 years of age to up to 27 years of age. We also have girls who have been married, have a kid, but they want financial independence, and hence they come and they stay with us and do the course. So we have students from all kinds of background, mostly underprivileged background, but a large variety of age, and some of them do not even know most of them actually do not know English. So we also teach English, we teach mathematics, fundamentals of mathematics, and then we teach them computer science. So it's a huge variety, you can say, breadth of knowledge that they get here. They also learn a lot of life skills in terms of how to be more confident, how to appear for job interviews, and stuff like that. Yeah. So after I joined NavGurukul, I also made some of the students appear at ICPC. I guess a lot of you may know what ICPC is. It's the International Collegiate Programming Competition. when I was at Code Chef, we used to support ICPC a lot. We used to prepare students or encourage students to participate in ICPC in India a lot. We try to evangelize ICPC a lot. So it's a programming competition, that's the Olympics of programming. So we also made our girl students participate at the ICPC last year, and though they could not clear the first round, they are still at the very early stage of their learning. They could not clear the first round. They could not go to the regionals, but they did take part in the online round. And one of my dream is to make these women, these girls, go and represent India at the World Finals. So I'll talk about it a bit later in the code. So this also brings me to Code India Fellowship. Now that you have a fair idea of what NavGurukul is, if somebody has questions about NavGurukul, I'll be happy to answer here. But if no, then probably I'll just take you through what Code India Fellowship is. So Code India Fellowship is a very very dear project. It's very close to my heart. It is something I wanted. It's something that it's very similar to what I wanted to launch when I was at Code Chef. I wanted um, um, computer science engineers, a good computer science engineers who are great at problem solving, to devote their 1 year to do something for the larger good, to devote their 1 year 1 year's time towards developing those sections who do not have access to good education. And this was something I envisioned when I wanted to do at Code Chef. Unfortunately, we could not do it then, but I'm extremely happy that we are doing it now. One of the reasons, the main objective of Code India Fellowship is breaking the glass ceiling. So as I already told you, there are 600 students who have already been placed, but what I getting them placed anyway changes their lives dramatically. It not just changes their lives, it changes the life of their entire family. The kind of background that they come from, it changes. There are it in fact raises the aspirations of the villages where they come from. So a lot of these villages, they don't want their girls to study, but when they see that a girl is studying and getting a computer science job, the villages start looking, right, the people in the villages, they start looking at it, and then they are more encouraged. They start aspiring ki हाँ हमें हमारी लड़कियों को भी भेजना है, right? So that is happening, but still there is a glass ceiling. Still there are these girls. If you look at computer science, engineering, I'm sure all of you, most of you who are here on and you are studying, if you, some of you are studying engineering, then you will realize the ratio that is so skewed, the gender ratio that is so skewed in engineering, computer science engineering specifically. Even if you look at jobs, if you look at the engineering stream, it's only 26% of the engineering staff is females. And this year, when I went to ICPC, I don't know how many of you know ICPC here, but this year when I went to ICPC, out of 146 teams, there were six women, two teams which were women teams out of 146 teams, right? If you look at any computer science engineering group of people, right, you'll find very very few women there. So and if you look at NavGurukul girls, they have still not been able to crack a so-called dream job that computer science engineers have. For example, the Mang or the Fang companies. Nobody has been placed in Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon so far. So we want our girls to break that ceiling. We want these girls to go and crack ICPC. We want these girls to get an international offer. So this is the glass ceiling. Once one girl breaks it, we want them to be the best engineers, not just in India, but one of the best among the globe. Once this ceiling is broken, then a lot of girls, it will give a confidence to a lot of girls. It will give hope to a lot of girls, right, who come from this background. And it will significantly, I believe, it will significantly change the mindset of these girls, which is very very much required. So the goal of Code India Fellowship is that you, with the help of you people, right, if you devote those who are good at problem solving, those who are good at data structures algorithms, those who have the privilege of studying in a good engineering college, right, and get the kind of education that you have received, make use of that, come to our campus, spend 1 year, train these girls, give them the confidence, so that you change the life of these 100 girls on a campus. Every campus has close to 100-150 girls. So yeah, that's the goal of this Code India Fellowship. Through this Code India Fellowship, I want to build a team of extremely smart and empathetic students, right, or graduates, computer science engineers, who can help me, build this team and break the glass ceiling. So this is the main objective of Code India Fellowship, and for which we have reached out to you, and you have applied for it, and you have asked the questions, and some of you have already gone through some interviews. So the structure of the Code India Fellowship will be something like this. It's a 6 months to 12 months immersive program. 6 months is for internship, and 12 months is for fellowship. And each one of you will have to be on campus. It's a residential program. So you have to, it's like an online residential program where you stay with the same girls, you mentor them every day. It's like completely about learning and teaching. So you have to train these students plus the academic team. The academic team, interestingly, the academic team that NavGurukul has is also composed of our own alumni. So most of our academic team is composed of the students who have studied from NavGurukul, right? So we have selected, so it's a very sustainable model that way. So now we have 9 campuses, and in every campus we have 3 or 4 academic team members. So and these academic team members also will be mentored by you. So you will help in the curriculum development, mostly problem solving, data structures, algorithms, web development. This is the kind of curriculum that we have. I'm not going into the details of the curriculum, but if some of you want, I can probably also go into the details of the curriculum at the end of this presentation. But yes, you will be involved in creating the curriculum as well as training students and the academic team. And we'll also be helping students in their career and placements mentorship. So how to give interviews, how to solve problems that interviews have, which I'm sure all of you are also, most of you are also learning right now. You are also going through your placements opportunities. You are also going through multiple such interviews and appearing for interviews. So the same thing you have to train for these students as well. And at the end of the fellowship, if you do a 12-month fellowship program, if you are a part of the fellowship program, not the internship, then in the last 2 or 3 months, you will work on technology projects. As I told you, we already have Meraki, which is an open source application. We also have some internal projects. So towards the end of your fellowship, you will be working on technology projects, so that when you go back into the software engineering field, or if you want to join the software engineering field after the fellowship, you are hands-on with technology. Also, this means that being a part of the fellowship, you will also need to learn a lot. It is not just training and teaching. You will also have to learn significantly more. For example, if I want to break the glass ceiling, right? If I want these girls to appear for ICPC, represent India at ICPC, if we want these girls to become the best engineers and get jobs into the FANG companies, which means you will also have to get to that level. Only then you will be able to push them to that level, right? So it's very important. Learning is a very, very critical part of this fellowship, and you need to learn a lot during this 1 year, much more than probably what you did in your 3 years or 4 years of your college. You have to learn much more here. And to do that, I'll come to that. You will also be given mentorships. I'll talk about the mentorships in the next slide. But the requirements of this fellowship, if some of you are thinking, how can you get selected? So the requirement is you need to have good problem solving skills. You need to be good command over DSA. You need to have good command over DSA, and you need to have an interest in teaching and mentoring. That is very, very important. If you don't like teaching, then obviously this fellowship is not for you. Or if you don't like mentoring, then this is not for you. But if you like mentoring, if you like data structures, algorithms, if some of you love doing CP or competitive programming, even if you're not good at competitive programming, but if you have very good understanding of data structures, algorithms, this fellowship is for you, right? So these are the common, very basic 3 requirements. And what you benefit. So earlier I told you the structure of what you will be doing at the fellowship, but this is very important in terms of how this program is going to benefit you, right? 1 year or 6 months you are going to devote to this program. So what will you benefit out of it? So as I told you, once you will mentorship is something that, again, I'm going there. You will get very good mentorship from a lot of people. I'll come back to that. but you will in support, in addition to mentorship, you'll also get placement support. So at the end of your fellowship, if you want to go back to the software, if you want to continue in NavGurukul, you can. If you want to continue in the social sector, we have very good connects in the social sector. If you want to explore the development sector, if you like doing it, we can definitely refer you to those places. But if you also want to go back to the software engineering field and apply to corporates, we will help you in terms of in your applications, because we have a good network. I told you, right? The leadership of NavGurukul team is also a team which has worked in different in the industry, in the software industry for a long time, right? So we have our networks, so it'll help you in your application and your selection process. You will also get mentorship from top Indian coders, because we know a lot of Indian coders. The leadership team knows a lot of Indian coders. I worked in Code Chef, so a lot of these 6-star, 7-star coders is something that I know, but they also know me coincidentally. So a lot of them have said that they want to volunteer for us. They want to volunteer for NavGurukul. So I have envisioned, we have kind of formalized a mentorship program where they will be devoting 2-3 hours. So if you are participating in competitive programming, of if you are a 2-star or a 3-star or a 4-star coder, you will get mentorship from 6-star, 7-star coders to get better at data structures, algorithms, and problem solving, and be there and crack the top interviews in this 1 year time. You will also get startup support, because we have a team. Abhishek himself has been a kind of serial entrepreneur. He has had multiple startups before he actually started NavGurukul. So we will support you in terms of establishing organizations. If you want to establish impact organization, social social startup, then we will be very, very happy to help you in there. You can get that kind of mentorship, and you will have an alumni and network, plus you also get a stipend. It's not that you are doing it completely for charity. I know most of you might be capable of getting more money at a uh, at a corporate any software company, but here also we are giving a pretty decent stipend of 15,000 rupees for internship, 25,000 rupees per month for this is per month for fellowship for a year. And since you'll be staying in the campuses, you will be eating the food that the girls eat, and you will be staying in the same place. It's not a luxury accommodation. It's a very basic accommodation where our students stay, where I stay. You will also be staying there in the same place. I spend most of my time in a year. I think I'm spending around 7 to 8 months on campuses. So you will be doing that. And if you have any questions regarding this, I'll be happy to answer. Milind Khanna is asking me if can 2024 grads also apply. Milind, they can apply, but you have to spend 6 months on the campus. If your college allows you to spend 6 months outside for internship, then you can apply. If you cannot spend 6 months, then you cannot apply. Then you have to wait till 2024 after, or your final semester. I don't know if your college has final semester 6 months internship or not, but if you have, then you can apply. Abhishek Chauhan, very, very glad to know that you are also a 5-star coder at Code Chef. um, I'm sure you can get to 6-star as well soon if you work harder, and we'll be happy if you also want to apply for it. Sakshi Gupta is asking, when will the fellowship start? So this fellowship is kind of a rolling basis, right? So it is starting right now. In the next, we are already doing interviews, so you can apply. I'll tell you the process of application. Then you can, we will also have fellowship starting in January, but it will be kind of rolling basis. In between also, if you want to apply, you can. So we will keep hiring on a continuous basis. So there is no cohort right now that, okay, we will only hire now and will not hire later. It's not like that. It's not once in a year program. We'll definitely hire at least 2 times and maybe more times in a year. But yeah, right now the applications are open and you can go for it if you want. Shaurya Sarswat's question is, I'm average at CP but good at DSA and also at basic math, 3-star at lead code, and also solved 370 questions at lead code and 1581 ratings at lead code. Will this be a good portfolio for the program? Shaurya, portfolio is not something we look at. We actually look at, there is one more thing missing, which is very important for us, your interest in teaching. If you really want to if you have a great interest in teaching, and you want to be a part of the program, you can certainly apply. I will also tell you the selection process. You have to go through a selection process. I think in the next slide we will have the selection process, or is it already there, gone? I'll check. So this is the selection process. I think it'll be good to look at the selection process. So first round is basically a contest that happens on CodeChef every Wednesday. It's a starters contest. It's a 2-hour contest that starts at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and finishes at 10 p.m. So you can appear in this contest, and based on your performance in this contest, we will move you to the next round. The next round is an interview problem, and it doesn't matter which division you are in. So CodeChef has like 4 divisions: Div 1, Div 2, Div 3, Div 4. So it doesn't matter which division you are in. You can take part in the contest based on your division. We will pull your score. You have to share your CodeChef username with us. Once you share the username, we will look at your score, and based on the score, we will call you for if your score is good, depending on the division. So for example, if you are in Div 4, you will have to solve more number of problems. But if you are in Div 3, probably lesser number of problems, and Div 2 then lesser than Div 3, and if you're in Div 1, then lesser than Div 2. So based on that, we will call you for the second round. Second round will be a interview on problem solving and DSA. Somebody is saying that you are average at CP, and being average at CP is perfectly all right. You will get mentorship from people who are good at DSA and CP, so don't worry about it. You need to have a very strong intent to join this, because it's not going to be a very easy internship or a kind of a corporate internship. I have worked in the corporate sector for 18 plus years. So I know that this is a very, very different environment than what you get at the in a software company. There is no coffee machine. There is no bean bags. So if you want to devote 1 year to this setup, it will be a great place. I think it's very, very important. And obviously, you have to clear our interviews. The third round is after the second round, which is like a interview, online online video call. Then you have a third round. Third round is a teaching round where you will have to teach some of our students and our academic team online on some of the topics. We will give you a few topics. You can choose that topic and prepare for it, and for a couple of days, and then you can take the round. If you clear all these 3 rounds, then there is a final HR and culture fit round, where the HR will talk to you and figure out if you fit, how much is the alignment, whether you're being on campuses, because our campuses are all quite sensitive places, right? There are young girls who are studying on the campus, so there has to be a fit between your intent and becoming there, and they are hard places to stay. So HR does a good thorough culture fit round. After that, then you can join any one of the campus as soon as you are available. Now there is sir, can you tell, Siddhant Singh is asking, sir, can you tell about what type of questions asked in the technical interview? Siddhant, is a simple DSA and probably some math. They're not very complex questions. They are data structures. We are not asking you any technology questions, no operating systems, no networking. It's good if you know them. If you know operating systems, networking, DBMS, that's great. But we are not asking that in the technical round. We are only asking problems, data structures and mathematical questions. Yeah. Rohit's question is, when will I get interview call for the next round? I have given CodeChef contest. Rohit, we have already sent invitations to some of the students who did well. We have, if you have not received a call from us for the next round, means that you might be in the wait list in the next round of people whom we will call. But we will definitely reach out to you. We have a small team right now, so don't worry about it. If you have not received a call from us, you will get it. Aditi's question is, those who have given CodeChef contest, when will the results of it will be declared? Same as Rohit. Aditi, we don't have a declaration of results. What we do is, if you have given the contest, we have looked at the results of the contest from whoever CodeChef username we had. If you had filled in the form the right CodeChef username, then if you have not filled the right CodeChef username, then there is no way for us to get your score, and hence you might not be selected. But if you have filled the right username, we have pulled your score from the CodeChef website, and we have called the top scores right now. We will again, send an email for the next set of users. So probably you are there in the waiting list if you have filled your CodeChef username properly. Madesh says, I don't have good command over DSA. Am I eligible? Madesh, that is very important for us to right now. This having a good command over DSA is very important. If you don't have the command right now and you still want to be a part of the fellowship, I will suggest you can take a month to brush up your DSA skills, understand, do the problem solving well. If your problem solving skills are good, we can also select you based on that. But it will be very important. You will have if you join the program, you will have to study DSA. That is something you will have to do well, because I already gave you the background of where we want our girls to go. So DSA will be an important part of the fellowship. So especially problem solving is something which is very, very important. Manas Rawat's question is, what is the approximate time that we have to give per day during the fellowship? Manas, it's a very, very good question to ask. In fact, this is a full-time thing, and it is more than a full-time thing. If you are joining the fellowship, means it's an immersive program. I mentioned, I think immersive word got lost there. Immersive program means it's like you're dedicating your 1 year to this fellowship, because you will be on campus, you will stay there, you will be required to teach, to train, to build the curriculum, to do research, curate the questions. And a lot of times, a lot of issues may also happen on the campus, right? So there will be unforeseen circumstances. Our campuses are not corporate offices, right? So they are run by students. So you will probably also have to spend a lot of time, some time playing with them, or organizing some events, sports activities. So a lot of things happen on the campuses. So it's a completely immersive program, and you will require almost your whole day to give. If you want to do something else while you are doing this, then this is not a great place to be right now. It's very important. You will get some time during the Sundays, or even during the day at night. But I will recommend that if you have something dedicated in parallel going, then this is not a fellowship and not a place to be. It will be good if you can come here only when you don't have something else to do. During the last 3 months, when you are working on technology stuff, if you are that is a time when you will get a lot of a lot of questions, a lot of time to prepare for whatever you want to do next. Maybe we can take the next set of questions. So I have taken, I think last question was for Manas. I'll take the next set of questions after the presentation that I have taken finish. I think that's all right. So I will answer. I'm here. I'll answer all the questions that you have. But let me just go on and finish the presentation. Mudit, if we can remove the sorry. I think there's only 2 slides left. This is a very important slide. Sorry, I forgot to. Thanks, Mudit, for reminding me. I forgot to mention this. So some of the mentors who have already committed, and there are a lot more others who are coming in where I haven't been able to reach out to them. So these 3 people have already committed their time for mentoring you. So if you become a part of the program, you will be mentored by Arjun Arul, Shrikant R, and Deepak Gaur. Arjun has been working with me in CodeChef for a long time. He studied from CMI, Chennai Mathematical Institute. While he was studying at CMI, he went to represent India at the ICPC World Finals. And 2 times he has represented India at the ICPC World Finals, right? And he also joined briefly in Facebook, did not like the work in Canada, worked there for 2-3 months, and then came back and started doing his PhD. And then, he started working for CodeChef with me. So Arjun is somebody who will be mentoring you. Srikant R, he also worked with me when I was at CodeChef and an academy. So he's a 7-star. I think his last contest, his rating fell back to 6-star. So he's a 7-star coder, masters on Code Forces. So he has also agreed to, spend some time volunteering with us, which means mentoring you all. And we also have Deepak Gaur. Deepak Gaur has also worked with me when I was at an academy. He has built a lot of great courses. When I was a part of an academy, we were building a course for competitive programming. So he's also an ICPC World finalist. He went to represent India from his college, and right now he's working at Google. So these are some of the people who have agreed to volunteer. There are a lot many other people whom I know, but I have not been able to reach out as we just started this recently. Reaching out to mentors and formalizing the program. So you will be, if you join the fellowship, you will be mentored by some of these people, right? So I think that's all about fellowship. If you want to apply, you can apply here. Now I can take questions, Mudita. I think that's all right. So I'll start taking questions again. I think after last question that I answered was from Manas Rawat. And now I think there is Oetechi has a question. I forgot to solve this Wednesday starters, but I'm 3-star at Code Chef. What I can do now? Oetechi, what you can do is you can apply in the next starters. You can so as I said, this is an ongoing kind of an application. You can apply in the starters that is happening on 20th, 21st, 26th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? 21st of June, or basically coming Wednesday at 8 p.m. You can apply there and send us an email with your username, and we will reach out to you, right? Abhishek Sanwal has a question. Round 1 is already over as we have invite from there. Am I right? Yes, round 1 is over, but as I said, Abhishek, this is an ongoing enrollment, so you can still apply if you want to by participating in the next Wednesday. I think we will allow for 2 more contests, and after that we will stop applications for now, and we will start again probably sometime in November or December. But yes, this month we will continue the applications open. Maggie Ketchum has an opinion. Hey Anup, I just want to say that your dedication is really amazing. Thanks a lot, Maggie. I think we all have our calling. I had worked in the corporate sector for long, and this is something that makes me happy. So that's why I'm doing it. Thanks a lot. But anyway, for your compliment. Siddhant Singh says, thank you, sir. Okay, you're welcome, Siddhant. Please apply if you want. And say that, okay, Maggie has sent it thrice. That's Shekhar. Okay, Shekhar is a friend of mine, and he's written this. I'm not replying to it. Now, there is Love with Nature. Very nice YouTube name. Sir, previously applied, give code shift, and my rank is 21, but not received email. Sorry, Tushar has, I have already answered that Love with Nature, and we will, if you have not received, it's in the waiting list. We will try and, reach out to you next. Maybe either we did not get, so there are 2 possible options why you have not received an email. One, either your code shift name was not properly filled in the form. We did find not everyone filled it correctly. We couldn't fetch some of their scores. The second option was, so if you are doubtful about it, please send us an email to the same email, giving your code shift username, proper code shift username, so that we can again fetch it. Or the second possibility is that your score may not have been in the top 50 students whom we had reached out to. We had received around 600 plus applications, 725 applications, but we only could reach out to around 50 people at the start. Tushar says, sir, the exploratory call is going to be on DSA. No, Tushar. The exploratory call is just about knowing you and whether you want to apply for this, because we received quite a few applications where students did not even read the JD, and that is also one of the reasons why you're having this call. So they applied for it, but they did not know what it was for. So we thought in the exploratory call, we will let you know that it is a full-time internship, or a full-time fellowship. You have to come back, stay in the. So this is also an extension of the exploratory call where I'm telling you about the fellowship. So it's more about telling you about the fellowship and also understanding whether you will be able to do it or not. You understand everything about the fellowship or not, because you applied, you got selected, and you come to the campus. And after coming to the campus, if you realize, oh, this is not where I wanted to be, right, then it's a waste of your time and our time. So we don't want to go through that. So we first set up an exploratory call so that we let you know what it is like, right, what the fellowship is about. So Vaibhav Garje is asking, can interns teach in the evening after college? Vaibhav, no, not as a part of fellowship. We can, or an internship, you can do a separate volunteering if you want to volunteer and do that. We can have a volunteering program. Maybe you can apply, you can write to us, and we will see if we want, if we can, strike some kind of an arrangement where you want to volunteer, you can, but no, not as a part of a Code India fellowship or internship. this is not possible. You have to be on campus, you have to go through the experience, because there is a lot that you will learn through this experience as well. If you do this fellowship on campus, there are so many qualities, so many skills that you learn which you will not probably learn elsewhere. Right here you learn crisis management, you learn how to handle different unforeseen circumstances, you learn leadership, because the career of 100 students is your responsibility, right? Where they will get a job, what they will learn from you, and they will learn so much from you, and you will, since they will be learning from every single step that you take, every single action that you do on campus, you will learn, how to lead, how to, show them that what it is to be like a teacher, like a trainer, like a mentor. So there is a lot of mentorship skill you will learn today. If you look at the software industry, there is a lot of software engineering talent available. I have worked in the industry for 18 years, right? So there is a lot of software engineering talent available, but very very less amount of true management skills, leadership skills are available. Very less, very very few. In fact, most managers become, unfortunately, in the software industry, most managers are those engineers who did very well in engineering, and they are made the managers, but they don't know how to handle people. Here you will learn how to handle people, you will learn how to deal with people, how to deal with their emotional well-being, how to make sure that they become, better human beings, and in the process you will become a better human being. So this fellowship is not just about teaching students, teaching there is a lot more to the fellowship, and that you can only do when you are on campus. It cannot be done online, or training something for a small amount of time. It has to be fully done. Manish Yadav's next question is, sir, I am 2023 pass out. Am I eligible or not? Yes, you are, Manish. Anybody who's 2023 or back pass out, they can absolutely apply for a fellowship, or an internship, 6 months, whatever you want. Even 24 pass out who can spend 6 months with us can do so. Currently we have two fellows one fellow who is 24 pass out and one fellow who is 23 pass out. So I have attended the starters last Wednesday. What's the further process? Pratmesh, we will get back to you. We will have to look at if your CodeChef username was properly filled on the form. We will check that, fetch your score, see if it is above the cutoff that we have. Then we will send you an email saying that, okay, you are qualified, or else you may have to wait longer if it doesn't come in the cutoff that we have. So Siddhant Singh asks, yes, sir, I've applied and my next round technical interview is on 20th. Great. All the best, Siddhant. I'll speak to you. Unfortunately or fortunately, your technical round will be taken by me. So all the best. Looking forward to talk to you. Milind Khanna says, wow, that's one hell of mentors group. Thanks for creating this program. Thanks a lot, Milind. I'm sure, yes, it's a fantastic mentors group. It's very hard to get mentorship from people like these, because there are not too many people like these, right, in the country. So I'm very happy to bring them together. In fact, I'm thankful to them that they wanted to volunteer for this. They have been volunteering for a lot of things even when I was at CodeChef. So yeah, grateful to them that they have agreed to mentor here. And yes, it's going to be one. This is something that I feel very. I'm very confident about this fellowship. So please apply. This is the QR code. You can scan it, and it will lead to your JD. There are questions. Please fill the questions very sincerely and read it, understand it, and then fill it. If you want to refer to your friends who might, if you can't apply, your friends can. In your college, spread the word. Let them apply. Right. It will be one hell of a fellowship. I'm very very sure that it's going to add a lot of value. It is not something that you will learn in any software engineering job. The skills that you learn here will be very very few software engineering jobs will be able to teach you those skills. Aditya Shukla's question is, sir, what's your view on 2024 grad, whether to join the CI internship, Code India Fellowship internship, as a placement season starts very soon and we have present at college campus? How should we manage that? Aditya, that's a very good question. A lot of 2024 students who graduates will have the question. I would suggest that if you want to go for the placements and want first job, a corporate software engineering job, there is nothing wrong in it. You should go for it. But then fellowship is not something that you should aim for right now. If you want to learn here, be a part of the fellowship for 1 year, dedicate this, and after that, once you spend 1 year here, we will also help you in terms of your placements, right? Abhishek, me, Nidhi, Vijay, who has joined us from Microsoft with 18 years of experience, we have our own network, right? We have worked in different companies, so we will try and plus we also get our students placed, right? Getting you placed will be a much easier job for us than getting, comparatively, because we are getting 1,000 students placed. We have to do that anyway. So we will be happy to provide you any assistance in placement if you after the fellowship, but yeah, if your placement season is starting and you want to go for that, then do that. It will be good for you to apply there and learn. There is a lot to learn in the software engineering field as well, right? I've spent 18 years there, and I loved software engineering. So definitely all the best for you. But yeah, if you have, I don't know if that answers properly your question or not, but that's what it is. Huh. So, what technologies are we need to learn to be a part of this organization? That was a question we received from Abhay in our form, right? We had a form Abhay had sent. So, Abhay, we are not building tech here. In the last 3 months, yes, you will be working on a tech project, but for the first 9 months, it's not a tech project. It's a teaching and training project, right? So here, what you will learn is you will have to I can discuss briefly the curriculum about it. So there is a lot of problem solving puzzles and flow charts at the start, number system, flow chart, Boolean logic. That's how we start the curriculum. After that, once the logical part is done, in fact 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, we only teach logic. We don't teach any programming language. So for 3 months they only learn flow charts, logic, Boolean logic, Boolean algebra, number systems, decimal, all the conversions and stuff like that, a lot of puzzles. And after that they learn they learn a first programming language, which we have chosen to be C. And then they learn a little bit of data structures, they learn data structures algorithms, and then we teach them web development in JavaScript and React. So that's the briefly what the curriculum looks like. And at the end of 9 months, in the last 2-3 months that you do, 3 months that you work on tech projects, you can go and check merakilearn.org. It's an online platform, and the tech stack is Node and React and Flutter and a lot of other technologies. It's open source, so you can also start contributing it now if you want to. So that's the technology that we have. That's Abhay's answer. Is there any other question? I think Nishant is asking. First, KD is asking, can a 2025 pass out apply? Okay, before that, there is a comment from my mother saying me congratulations. Thank you, Mom. Okay. And then we have KD saying, can a 2025 pass out apply? 2025 pass out, I don't know if you can apply or not, KD. That depends on your college. If you can spend 6 months here for your internship, then you can. But you have to spend 6 months on the campus. It's a immersive residential program. There is a lot of experiential learning that you will have. So for that to have, you need to be on campus for 6 months. If your college allows you to do that, you can be here. We don't have a restriction. Anybody can apply who know data structures algorithms well, who know problem solving well. Anybody like that can apply in the program. And we will be happy to have you, but you need to be able to totally dedicate your 6 months or 1 year to the program. Yeah, Nishant is asking, where is the NavGurukul campus? Nishant, I think you missed the first part of this presentation. So our NavGurukul campus, you can see on the slide, it's in 9 cities right now. Actually 8 cities, 9 campuses. Delhi, Dharamshala, Bangalore, we have 2, Bangalore and Sarjapura. Then we have Amravati, which is in close to Nagpur, 3 hours from Nagpur, in Maharashtra, not the Andravati. We have 1 in Pune, 1 in Tripura, 1 in Jashpur. Jashpur is in Chhattisgarh, and 1 in Udaipur. And we have 2 more campuses coming up in Chhattisgarh. So these are the places where we have the NavGurukul campuses. Shall we move on to the next question, Mudit? We had a lot of questions. Yes, Aditi, I think Aditi is probably the same person who was there in chat. She was asking, if I was not able to book the slot earlier, can I book it now? Yes, you can, Aditi. please go ahead and book the free slot that you have. If you don't see the free slot on the calendar, we will be sending that again. We'll be booking slots again later, or you can send us an email and we'll book it for you. What to prepare for the exploratory interview call, Tushar? Very, very important question. Just read the JD. If you attended this session today, then you already know everything. But just read the job description. That's it. We just want to know you. It's a 15-minute call. We just want to know you and make sure that you know us. You know what we are doing. So that's all about it. Next. Do we have the next question, Mudit? Yeah. We're out of questions. Thank you, Mudit. Your team is Mudit. So Mudit, thanks a lot for pulling it up so well. In the end, I would just like to highlight this, that potential is equally distributed, but opportunities are not. Every individual, what this means is that every individual who is born has the potential to do what they want to do. Unfortunately, depending on where they are born, under what circumstances they are born, opportunities that they get are not equal. And that is what NavGurukul is trying in its small way to change. And this Code India Fellowship is a step towards that. So let's solve this by coming together and making sure that this doesn't last forever. Thank you. So this is where you can apply. Yeah, you can use this QR code to apply.
Yeah, so I think with that we are towards the end of the session. So thanks everyone who have joined in. I believe if you have any more questions to ask, you can still put them. We may not be able to monitor this particular comment section very proactively, so do feel free to email us. As Anup shared, we have a small team. It may take us some time to get back to you, but we will see your questions for sure. So do send them across and share this with other folks in the network who could be interested in the process. That's one small way of growing the impact and contributing to the mission. Thank you, everyone, and we wish you all a great weekend ahead. Yeah, bye.
Thanks.